For round 2 of the 1994 World Championship, the Formula One teams came to the new AIDA circuit in Japan for the Pacific Grand Prix, a new event in the calendar. Ayrton Senna took his 64th pole position with the Williams, Michael Schumacher alongside him, joining him on the front row. Further back there were several changes, Nicola Larini having his first drive for Ferrari because Jean Alesi was injured in a testing accident. One of 2 Japanese drivers, apart from Katayama in the Tyrrell, was Aguri Suzuki, who took over the drive for Jordan because Eddie Irvine had been banned for 3 races after the accident that happened in the Brazilian Grand Prix. As usual, the full grid consisted of 26 cars, with the 2 Simtex qualifying on the back row. Neither Pacific qualified. So Ayrton Senna on pole, and Michael Schumacher alongside him. At the green light, Senna made a good start but then faltered. Into the lead went Schumacher. Senna moved across in front of the McLaren of Häkkinen, who touched him and spun him round off the track. He was then hit by Nicola Larini's Ferrari. So Senna out of the race. Also out was Marc Blundell, who'd had a separate spin with the Tyrrell. And as we look from above, we can see Senna move across, swerve to avoid the Benetton, tuck in behind it, and then be hit by the red and white McLaren. As he spun across, the Ferrari hit him, and similarly, Blundell spun behind them. All of this meant that Michael Schumacher was able to get away very cleanly and very clear. And he built up at once a long lead. Mika Häkkinen hadn't been damaged in the incident at the start, and as Senna walked home, it was Häkkinen in second place and Damon Hill in the Williams in third place. But Damon Hill then spun down to 10th place and had to work his way back up the field. His progress through the traffic was one of the features of this part of the race. First he passed Gianni Morbidelli's footwork. Then it was Jos Verstappen in the second Benetton. Passed Verstappen without difficulty. And the next victim was Heinz-Harald Frentzen in the Sauber. All this time, Michael Schumacher's lead got bigger and bigger. Mika Häkkinen was in second place. This is him lapping the Larousse of Eric Comas. And the black mark on the front of Häkkinen's car was made by Ayrton Senna's tyre. Damon Hill continued his progress up the field, passing Martin Brundle in the second McLaren Peugeot. And very quickly Hill was on the tail of Rubens Barrichello in the Jordan Hart. And he passed him on the inside of the uphill right-hander. That's Olivier Beretta's Larousse, spun off and out of the race. And this is Damon Hill now on the tail of Gerhard Berger, battling now for third place. This was a good fight because however hard Damon Hill tried to get past, he found that Gerhard Berger was able to block him. Then Mika Häkkinen retired the McLaren from second place with mechanical failure for the second race running. Into the pits for his first routine stop comes the leader, Michael Schumacher. A very quick and clean pit stop for fresh tyres and more fuel from the Benetton team. The car was stationary just 8 seconds and he kept the lead. Gerhard Berger's Ferrari was now second. This is the battle for third place between Barrichello in the Jordan Hart and Brundle in the second McLaren. Then, after Brundle made his pit stop, Barrichello was challenged by Damon Hill. And when Damon Hill went past, that put him back into third place, with Berger still second and Schumacher still leading. Then Hill came in for his second routine tyre stop. It all went smoothly, 6.9 seconds, a very quick stop, but his race wasn't to last much longer. Out went Aguri Suzuki, hitting the barriers with the Jordan Hart. and there was Damon Hill coasting to a halt with transmission failure in the Williams-Renault. Both Williamses were now out of the race. Jos Verstappen in the second Benetton made his tyre stop, which went well, but he was in too much of a hurry to come out of the pits just ahead of Heinz-Harald Frentzen. And as he came out of the pits, anxious to put the power on to hold that place in front of the Sauber, he put too much power through the cold tyres and spun in front of the Sauber. That was the end of his race, much to the disgust of the Benetton boss Flavio Briatore in the pits. Now Barrichello made his second pit stop, and it didn't go well because he stalled the car. His left hand shows that he wants the starter to be put in the back of the car. When he finally got back into the race, he dropped to 4th place. Gerhard Berger was in 2nd place, just ahead of Martin Brundle, who was 3rd. Between them was the leader, because Schumacher was almost a complete lap ahead of them. 5th was this man, Christian Fittipaldi, in the footwork. And then in came Martin Brundle, having had a great drive in the McLaren Peugeot, challenging for 2nd place. His race was run with another mechanical failure for the McLaren Peugeot team. And look in the cockpit and you'll see he's not happy. Gianni Morbidelli got an oil leak on his rear tyres and spun off, not surprisingly. And then Carl Wendlinger and Michele Alboreto, fighting for 6th place, collided when Alboreto tried to overtake and ran into the back of the Sauber. All of this meant that the other Sauber, driven by Heinz-Harald Frentzen in only his 2nd Grand Prix, was now in 5th place, behind Christian Fittipaldi's footwork, which was 4th. And so, after an absolutely dominating race, Michael Schumacher was able to reel off the closing laps completely unchallenged in the Benetton Ford. He continued to watch Gerhard Berger just in front of him, a lap down, as he took the checkered flag. The 2nd time this year and the 4th time in his career that he's won a Grand Prix. Just as delighted was Rubens Barrichello. His 3rd place got him and Jordan onto the podium for the first time. And that's Gerhard Berger celebrating his 2nd place for Ferrari. So, Michael Schumacher, a convincing victor, Berger 75 seconds behind in 2nd place, and the rest of the field a lap down. Barrichello 3rd, Fittipaldi 4th. In 5th place, Heinz-Harald Frentzen, and coming up to 6th place after a bad delay at the beginning, Eric Comas in the Larousse. 7th and 8th, Herbert and Lamy in the Lotuses ahead of Panis, Bernard and Ratzenberger.